Hoje você vai aprender 7 gírias muito usadas pelos norte-americanos nos últimos tempos. Hello and welcome to English in Brazil. Eu sou a Carina, professora de inglês, e hoje a gente vai falar então sobre slang words, gírias, que é um assunto que faz tempo que eu não trago aqui pro canal. Então esse vídeo tá super atualizado para quem tá aqui no começo do ano, no 2022, mas se você estiver assistindo esse vídeo mais pra frente também, daqui 1 ano, 2 anos, não sei, tá tudo bem também. É legal que a gente aprende sempre uma palavra nova, e é importante a gente pensar que gírias também podem ser efêmeras, né? Elas podem ser usadas por um período de tempo e aí depois elas param de ser usadas. Então é bom sempre a gente checar, né, essas informações para saber se a gente não vai estar soando informal demais, jovem demais ou alguma coisa assim. Sempre tenha muito cuidado com gírias, mas na minha opinião, como professora de inglês, mais importante que usar gírias em inglês é a gente entender, para não ficar boiando quando alguém estiver falando essas palavras aí numa conversa, né? Então hoje eu selecionei 7 gírias e quem vai explicar cada uma dessas gírias in English for you to practice your listening são professores do Cambly, que é uma plataforma para você fazer aulas de conversação com professores e tutores nativos de diferentes países. Os professores de hoje são do Canadá, mas as gírias de hoje são bastante usadas nos Estados Unidos também, tá? E ó, comecinho de ano, passando o carnaval, você se reorganizando aí, é hora de você colocar em prática aquelas metas que você deixou guardadas lá no ano anterior. Então, se você quiser praticar a sua conversação nessas aulas particulares, aproveita o descontão do Cambly de início de ano. E olha, tem planos a partir de R$ 85 mensais. Então, corre lá, se cadastra no Cambly e usa o meu código para você ganhar esse super desconto nos planos anuais. E você tem só até sexta-feira, dia 11 de fevereiro, para aproveitar essa promoção, tá bom? Então, clica aqui no link. Gucci. All right, so let's talk about Gucci. Is that a slang word? I thought it was a brand.
Gucci is both a slang word and a brand, and it basically means I'm good or cool or fine.
Could you give us an example?
For sure. I'm feeling Gucci. I'm feeling cool. That's an example of Gucci.
Oh, and would you use this slang word?
Sometimes, mainly in a casual setting.
Mm-hmm. I'm so Gucci today. I like that.
We're both Gucci.
Salty. So Jason, what does salty mean?
Well, if you say that somebody's salty, it's usually because they're acting towards you in a way that's, maybe they're in a bad mood and they're just being a little bit short with you. And, if you said, how are you today? They might say, fine. They have a bit of an attitude, so they're a little bit salty.
And is it a word that only young people would use, or no?
I don't think it's exclusively for young people. It's not a super young word. I think it's something that's been around for a little while. So you could be middle-aged or so and still use salty.
Could you give us an example in a sentence?
I met up with my friend after work today, and she had a really bad day, and she seemed particularly salty.
All right, thank you. I'm dead. And then we have I'm dead. It does not mean I'm literally dead, does it?
Fortunately for us, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't mean that.
Yes. So what does it mean?
So it's basically when you are having a lot of laughter and you're reacting to something that's funny. So you say, I'm dead. That was so funny.
And would you use it like on social media when you want to really show that something is really funny? So, oh my God, I'm dead.
Exactly. On social media, you would write, I'm dead to a post that was really funny that made you laugh.
Okay, so now a curiosity. How do you laugh online? Would you say, ha ha ha, hey hey, LOL?
I use all three. But the one I use most often is ha ha ha.
Me too. And do you know that in Brazil, we sometimes type K, which is very dangerous because if you type like 3 Ks, it doesn't mean a good thing, right? So
Right. So maybe less than 3 or more than 3.
Yeah, it's because it sounds like laughter because the letter K in Portuguese it's K. So it's like ka 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 ka.
Oh. So in this case, 3 is not the magic number.
No, not at all. FOMO. All right, and then we have FOMO. What does FOMO mean?
So FOMO is the first letter of each word. It's fear of missing out. So like you just had Carnival in Brazil, right? So when people are trying to plan all of their Carnival activities and parties and stuff like that, they often will say, oh, I have FOMO, because at some point you have to sleep. and so you can't go to all of the parties, right? So people will say, I have fear of missing out. I have FOMO because I can't go to everything.
Okay, I thought that we could use this word only to talk about the internet. So yeah, I have FOMO now because, well, I have to check my emails again. I have to check my social media, but we can use it for other things too. Low key. And then we have low key. What does low key mean?
Low key means when you don't want to emphasize something too much. So when you're flying under the radar, you're low key. You're not catching much attention.
Could you give us an example, like in a sentence?
My friend was low key when he stole a cookie.
So that means that he was very discreet.
Exactly. He didn't attract much attention.
Karen. And then what about Karen? Is that a slang word, Karen?
Yeah, Karen's a kind of a newer slang word, I think. It's just a common name in North America for maybe a middle-aged white woman, I would say, but and it's certainly more of a white name than a black name, for example. But it tends to be this middle-aged white woman that sort of thinks that the world should sort of cater to her, and everything. She's a princess, and everyone should make her feel comfortable and feel happy. And so she'll start to complain about something that most people don't think that she should be complaining about. Like we all have to go through these things, so get over it. So they'll call her a Karen. She's a Karen.
She's a Karen. And it's a common name here in Brazil as well. We use this name. Yeah, we have the name Karen.
Yeah, actually, I think I've heard Karen in Brazil too.
Yeah, but we say Karen.
Karen, yeah. Very nice. But they don't use it that way, do they?
No. I had never heard of this slang word, so it's totally new to me, Karen.
So you don't think it's going to become a term in Brazil? So somebody will say, oh, she's such a Karen.
Ela é tão Karen. I don't think so.
No?
Wouldn't work. On fleek. And then we have fleek, which is a common slang word, I think. I've seen this word a lot.
Yeah, it is pretty common. We hear it a lot in music videos nowadays. And it basically means on point. When something really fits well, it's on fleek.
So on point is actually another slang word, right? Oh, you're so on point.
Right? And they do kind of mean the same thing.
Yeah, could you give us an example?
Yeah, in a sentence, if you're wearing like a really nice jacket, I can say, that's on fleek.
That's on fleek. I would always use with on.
Yes. Yeah, it's not just fleek. It's on fleek.
On fleek. And would you ever use the slang word?
I don't think I would, because I'm not cool enough, but a lot of the cool people around use it. So if you're cool, you can.
So you would like to be like the cool kids?
Exactly. If you want to be a cool kid, just start using that word, on fleek, and you're part of the game.
E aí, aprendeu algo novo com esse vídeo? Tinha alguma dessas gírias que você não conhecia? Eu adorei Karen, achei muito divertido falar, ela é tão Karen. Tem alguma Karen assistindo aqui. E também adorei Gucci, I'm so Gucci today. Essa deu vontade até de usar, porque achei chique, I'm so Gucci. Então não esquece de aproveitar a promoção do Cambly. Inclusive você pode fazer aulas com esses professores, é só procurar os nomes deles lá ou procurar outro professor. É claro, tem centenas de professores lá no Cambly que estão disponíveis 24 horas por dia. Vou te recomendar esses 2 vídeos aqui pra você dar uma olhada, porque eu acho que você vai gostar. Se inscreve no English Brasil e a gente se vê no próximo vídeo. Take care!